Welcome, welcome. It's so good to meet you. We've been eagerly awaiting the arrival of the first human translator. I've heard great things about your language learning capabilities. I am the ambassador assigned to teach you about our language and customs. I'm looking forward to a productive partnership. We'll have you ready to translate all of our important interspecies meetings in no time. I'm one of the few of us that can speak English, so you'll be very important. No. We're not called fuzzles. It's actually fuselets. Some humans have been deliberately mispronouncing it, probably because of our appearance. I wouldn't use the word cute. It sounds a little demeaning. Don't you agree? I mean, we're a race of powerful magic users from an entire different plane of existence. You humans can't even use magic. We had to reach out to you to make connections. I apologize if that sounds rude. You humans have many wonderful accomplishments to be proud of. I just meant to say that we should be treating each other as equals. Oh, yes. That's, I'm sure that's very funny, by human standards. Again, I'd rather you... Never mind. Why don't you follow me? I'll just show you around our facilities. Right through this door. It's the classroom where we'll be teaching our languages. Come on in, just for a moment, and we can... Alright, now listen here. Your little jokes, they end right now. I mean it. You have no idea what fuselets are capable of. And I can only use basic magic. And even I'm a serious threat to you. Don't test me. I'd rather not have to resort to force. Well, that's a lie. It's just that you really should be respectful to us of your own free will. It's baffling to me that someone would, as a guest of a race that has just recently made contact, openly mock them. No, I'm sure you didn't think of it that way. You see me as some sort of child, don't you? It's not rude to speak that way to children, except I am not a child. Nobody here is. Most of us are older than you, in fact. You're on thin ice. I've looked into you. You've made all sorts of comments about us on your internet, calling us adorable little babies, cutesy wootsy, and a dozen other things. You seem to view us all as objects of your amusement, rather than intelligent beings and your equals. Oh yes, I know all about it. But rather than insist they send someone else, I saw this as an opportunity. We could simply reject every human that doesn't treat us with respect, or we could learn to teach you to be better. We can see how you respond to your education and use that knowledge to teach others. Some of us wanted to try a gentler, friendlier approach. But that's the problem, isn't it? That's exactly what you people expect from us. Because we're short and covered in fur, you think that we're gentle, even cowardly. So I'm going to do things my way. And my way is to use force. Allow me to demonstrate. You see that? With a little more than a flick of my paw, you've lost the ability to speak. It's permanent, unless I undo it. You'd have trouble speaking thoughtless words like this, wouldn't you? Make no mistake, I am an ambassador because I'm good at acting kind and patient. But I'm neither of those things. I have no qualms of stealing your voice, or sight, or anything else if you make it necessary. And I'll even suffer no consequences. Your leaders would rather silence you than risk an incident with your first interplanetary allies. You're completely at my mercy. Do you still think I'm cute? Well? Oh, right. Your voice. Here, take it back, and we'll see if you use it more wisely from now on. You're much more polite now. Good. That's a decent start. Of course, that kind of behavior born out of fear, not exactly the same as respect, but still, at least now we can speak without you taking that irritatingly condescending tone of yours. Now that we're established, a few things, let me ask you this. What do you think most humans think of us? Relax. You can be honest. I'm not the type to shoot the messenger. I realize you don't control how everyone speaks of us. That's about what I expected. Jokes, mockery. I don't know what a plushie is, though. I hope that maybe I just wasn't seeing the people who respected us. Well, I'd say we have quite a bit of work ahead of us, then. That's going to be a secondary task of yours. After translating, we're going to paint a different picture of us. As one of the few peoples who will be able to interpret with us regularly, people will look to you to learn more about what we're like. That's a good question. I'd say we want people to see us as an impressive but approachable. Does that make sense? But really, if you can even just get people to stop calling us fuzzles, I'd consider it a victory. It's at the point where people who use our actual name get corrected. I know, I'm coming across really aggressive. And some of that's just my personality. But I didn't think I'd have to show this side so much. When I became an ambassador to the humans, it's hard to accurately describe just how incredibly excited we were all when we discovered you. We'd been peering into other planets for centuries, but most planes are devoid of life. And the few that are life-bearing tend to allow for only incredibly simple life. To find other minds, after all this time, it was exhilarating. We imagined that our races would become close allies, working and living together and helping each other grow. It was going to be the beginning of a golden age for everyone involved. And, well, in a lot of ways, that's still happening. You've all been welcoming, and we've already started to collaborate. There are a lot of interesting applications for the combination of your technology and our magic. But it all felt a little tainted when we found out the way that so many humans were thinking of us. It was just embarrassing. There are a small handful of fuselets that like that treatment, but most of us have been really troubled by it. Especially since humans tend to assume things about our personalities just based on our appearance. If not for that, it would be bearable. Oh, what is that expression? You don't look scared anymore. I'm not good with human expressions yet. Which is it? Sympathetic. Interesting. And why are you feeling that way? Sorry, I'm not laughing at you or your story. It's just funny that I had no idea your appearance might stand out from, well, other humans. I'm still trying to learn how to tell humans apart. So, this whole time you could have been made to just understand by explaining our situation. Well, in that case, I hope I can count on you to help us out. If you've ever felt self-conscious about how other people see you, then you know exactly why it's so important to us. And on the bright side, you can rest assured that you'll experience no such judgments from us. None of us will ever make assumptions about you based on how you look. You'll only be judged of your actions. And if you say something insensitive and stupid, I'll discipline you right away. But on the other hand, if you help us improve our relationships with your kind, you'll be well taken care of. It all depends on what you actually do. Nothing more, nothing less. Honestly, this has all gone smoother than I expected. I actually expected you to react very poorly to being, well, threatened at first. I figured it would take a few days at least for you to move past any lingering resentment. But it feels like we're on the same side. In that case, welcome. For real this time. You're truly among us, and we're all eager to work alongside you. Here's hoping that our two races can really create the idyllic partnership we've always dreamed of. Anybody remember those McDonald's Neopet toys from I don't know, almost 20 years ago? I never really played much Neopets, but I couldn't help think of that little Jub Jub character. Or whatever it's called. That's why they're in the thumbnail.